Alright, Shalom. This is your brother Ibad from GMS Yahweh Ibad, GMS St. Petersburg, Florida. And I'm coming in the spirit and power, and I'm going to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Mawachakadash, Yad. Double honors to my elder apostles at Great Millstone who do rule well. Single honors and salutation to all you sincere Akim that's constantly pushing this word, true to sincerity, making yourself a living sacrifice by your reasonable service. And also peace and blessing to the sincere men, women, and children that consist of the 1/3. Now I'm going into this article. We basically have the United States back at it again, trying to impose sanctions on Iran, which happened prior to before Obama was in office, but they came to a nuclear deal, so to say, where they wouldn't be enriching their uranium or their nuclear energy to a certain point. But nonetheless, though, DJ Trump, he voided that contract, he voided that deal, and now Iran is back vamping up, the energy, but not understanding that putting these sanctions on Iran is going to also harm the economic relationships with the EU, with Iran, and with Russia, because they also invested inside of Iran. All right, so I'm going to pull out a few key points here. The Trump administration said it would restore sanctions on Iran that had been lifted under the 2015 nuclear accord at midnight on Monday, ratcheting up pressure on Tehran while worsening a divide with Europe. So what they're doing, they're actually making the situation worse for even their own allies, trying to impose these sanctions on Iran. Now, it says, the new sanctions are a consequence of President Trump's decision in May to withdraw from the nuclear deal with world powers. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said on Sunday that the goal was to get Iran to change its ways, including ending all nuclear enrichment and curbing its weapons program, as well as ending its support of brutal governments or uprisings in the Middle East. You can hear the narration of a hypocrite by saying of brutal governments, when all you've been doing over there is just destroying historical places, historical artifacts being stolen, and you're constantly strengthening your grip around the surrounding areas of Iran and Syria, because you have already subjugated and colonized those other countries in the Middle East. But anyways, it says the new sanctions bar any transactions with Iran involving dollar, banknotes, gold, precious metals, aluminum, steel, commercial or passenger aircraft, and coal, and they end imports into the United States of Iranian carpets and foodstuffs. So in other words, we trying to take money up out of you. You know what I'm saying? We trying to see how much money we can stop you from making, and that's basically what it is. Now here's an article talking about Russia investing into Iran. Russia ready to invest $50 billion in Iran's energy industry. So what make you think that Iran's gonna stop producing energy when they have Russia, the bear, invested $50 billion in their energy industry? Okay. Now it says Iran has totaled $60 billion worth of potential Russian investments in its oil and gas sector as it seeks to deepen its relationship with Moscow amid mounting pressure from the U.S. to curb the country's energy exports and diplomatically isolate Tehran. So now that goes to show you right there that America, the world is going to be turned against America pretty soon. America is that great whore Babylon, as written about in the book of Revelations. All right. Russia has sought to use its vast oil and gas industry to build stronger links with Iran as part of a strategy to increase its role in the Middle East. Okay. This includes supporting the government of Bashar al-Assad in the Syrian war, as relations with the West sour and U.S. sanctions force it to look for new trade and investment partners. Okay. So now that right there is an article indicating that Russia also has money invested inside of Iran. Now, this right here shows you from Reuters that EU lawmakers back plan for European investment bank work in Iran. But it said European investment bank work. Now, if you go back to the other article, I'm going to go back there real quick. This article said the new sanctions bar any transaction with Iran involving dollar banknotes. So that's going to hurt the EU countries as well. I just want to back that up really quick. I'm going right here. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. In other words, with debt. America is like $200 trillion something in debt, including all the taxes and all the loans and things of that nature. And then you have to think about the simple fact that they're constantly trying to take other countries' lands, trying to take their natural resources. That's what the war is about over there in the Middle East. That's what the war's over there. That's what happened over there in China, in the South China Seas. They're trying to control and dictate the world. They're trying to police the world, but they want all things. They want any and all things. That John 10 and 10 come into play, man. All right. Matter of fact, let me pull that out real quick through the spirit. St. John chapter 10 verse 10. And it says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and destroy. And that's what Esau is, a thief. They've come to this land, North America, South America, so to say, in Central America. And what they did, they stole the land and the people. They murdered, killed, and they destroyed it. Prime example, the main source of food for Gad and Reuben. Gad would be the North American Indians. Reubenites would be the Seminole Indians. You so-called Negro Latinos or Native Americans are Israelites. Their main source of food was bison. And Esau just slaughtered hundreds of thousands of bison, man. And they just basically put them all up in a pile up into a mountain. It's a video on YouTube. It's a picture on the internet. A mountain full of dead bison. Why? Because to starve out Gad, starve out the so-called Native Americans, man. Now they're doing the same thing to the other countries over there. The same man who the world has done business with, he's now stepping on your foot. Okay, I claim that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Okay, that was Yahweh Shai speaking. I'm gonna go back to Habakkuk. Now, let me read this real quick. EU lawmakers back plans for European investment bank work in Iran. EU lawmakers gave approval on Wednesday for the European Investment Bank to do business in Iran, overcoming a blocking attempt and keeping alive plans to save the 2015 nuclear deal with Tehran that Washington has abandoned. Okay. However, the EU lawmaker's decision does not oblige the EIB, European Investment Bank, to work with Iran, a move that could jeopardize its ability to raise money on U.S. markets and so have far-reaching consequences for its operations. So everything America putting these sanctions on Iran is going to be like a quagmire for all these other countries, man. It's going to be like a clusterfuck. That's the best way to put it in a layman term for y'all so you don't know who quagmire is. A very tough, drastic situation where it seems like there's no way out. Now this is Habakkuk 2 and 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly and shall bite thee, and await that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Meaning that they gonna rob you, they gonna take you from what you have, man. That's why these countries are cutting ties with America. You know, dropping Russia dropped their debt. They giving their debt over to another. Now they trying to deal with the gold. Now they trying to start the BRICS. You know, their own international monetary fund. They're trying to add more countries into the BRICS, man. You know, America's spiraling down the drain. You know, but they're doing it to themselves. Why? Because of their pride. Habakkuk 2 and 8. because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right? That's the Salakia. That's the nature of Esau Edom. Right? Violent, to bring violence to the land, shed many blood, for all that they have. But this is Habakkuk 2 and 10. I'm sorry, at 2 and 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. This is what you're doing to your own people. That he may set him nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Verse 10. This is the point I want to get at. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people that have sinned against thy soul. Another way you sin against your soul is by basically supporting and writing laws for homosexuality as well too. It said, the Lord Heavenly Father said that blood shall be upon their own head, man. And now you trying to just spew this madness with your democracy all over the world. And the Heavenly Father just having it set up that way where they shall hate the whore. Where the beast shall hate the whore. Matter of fact, let me just go there real quick. Go to the book of Revelations for you. I believe it's right here. Bear with me. America is the whore. Slide over real quick. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. Is fallen, is become an habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, in a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And that's America. You can find all kinds of foul, evil, wicked spirits here in America. And this is the habitation of devils, of liars and schemers and boosters, man. All right. All that happens here in America. Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations have done economic, ties with America. America is that merchant city. And the kings of the earth, the rulers of the earth, the rulers of the other nations, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Because of all these countries, what they do, they send their products over here to America. They invest inside of America. That's exactly what they do. They make their money. So for them to go against America, it's going to also hurt them. And it's going to hurt them more and more than it's going to hurt than America. But that's what they want to have. They want to have a reset on the economy. That's why America keep putting these sanctions. They want the other countries to fall. They want the other countries to tumble, so to say. All right. I believe that was it on that. I want to bring this one out too. Revelations 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. All right, so the Heavenly Father going to take care of Esau Edom for destroying the earth as well as also having the beast hate the whore. And the nations are already angry at them. That's why Revelation 18 chapter, it speaks about them making Babylon desolate, because America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear warheads, man. All right. So anyways, throwing these sanctions on Iran going to hurt the economic ties between Russia and Iran, and the EU nation that's also doing business with Iran, who could possibly still be allies with the United States of America. All right. But I pray you edified with this video. Water Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Keep a spirit of edification on me. Call lawyer like Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the elders. Sing salutation to you, sincere Akim. Peace and blessings to the 1/3. With that being said, Shalom.